from the soul with it. Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? The Island Ricks coming to you live with yet another video. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be a part of the notification squad. So I want to talk to y'all about Bow Wow, Bow Weezy, Lil Bow Wow, whatever you want to call him. So recently, he was walking, and it seemed like an arena or somewhere he was walking into, and somebody snuck him out of nowhere and just knocked his lights out and just completely just hit him with it was a sucker punch, and I thought it was a coward move, of course. You know, even I had questions about like who was his security, like, or who were the people around him that allowed somebody to get that close. You know, it's actually people that was walking in front of him. But everything that's happening to Bow Wow, he's bringing on himself. And I'm not saying that it's a great thing or good thing or anything. You know, what I'll say is, you know, everything that's happening to Bow Wow, he's bringing it on himself, you know, and he's asking for it because once you carry yourself a certain way, that's the type of energy you bring. You know, growing up as a kid, when I was young, I always watched, like, you know, my sisters and, you know, my cousins. I had a lot of girl cousins growing up, and all they listened to was Bow Wow. Like, Bow Wow came on the radio. His video was always coming on. So by Bow Wow video always coming on, you always saying Bow Wow. He was so popular at the time. This was when he was a little kid, had the braids and everything. And, you know, that's when he was young, and, you know, he had movies like Mike. He was just a topic of discussion. The first time I seen Bow Wow was the Bounce With Me video. You know, he was a little kid, had the little, I forgot what chain it was. I think it was the Mickey Mouse chain, if I'm not mistaken. He had a Mickey Mouse chain with the cornrows, and, you know, his hair was out. And, you know, I was like, this kid was all right. Like, I really didn't, I guess when I was young, I didn't really care about it that much because, you know, we was like, Hot Boys was hot during that time, you know, so the Hot Boys and, you know, a lot of other artists that came along during that time, right? So as Bow Wow started to get older, he had a lot of records for the ladies. A lot of the little girls, the young girls really loved Bow Wow. And, you know, he started to make a transition, and people was buying his albums like it was, you know, drugs. You know, they was really buying his material, you know. And as he got older, you know, he started to transition from this little kid to an older stage, which is, you know, typical life. And people grow with you, you know. And as for Bow Wow, he had a certain formula that he could go to in terms of music, to whereas he made records for the ladies, and they loved the type of records that he made, or he made kind of a record that had bounce to it. You know, like if you go listen to that bounce with me down the do blah blah the do. Like, he had bouncing records. He had records with Snoop Dogg, and he made really great, you know, records that had melody. You know, they were very melodic. But as he got older, he transitioned. Like, he even made songs with Sierra, Like You, or he had songs with like Shorty Like Mine with, you know, Chris Brown. He had a song with Omarion, Let Me Hold You Down. Like, he was stuck to that formula as he got older, because I think he got back with Jermaine Dupri. Now, the issue that Bow Wow had to take on, it goes back to what Nick Cannon was saying about how, you know, when artists get to a certain level, you know, and you see them grow up, you know, and they've always had money, you know, it's like you have people questioning, oh, you're not tough, you ain't this, you're not hard, you ain't this, because, you know, they're testing you, and you pay more attention. That's just how it is. People pay more attention to negative things than they do positive things. That's just how they were raised. So if he see all these negative comments and people saying you ain't gangster, you know, Bow Wow was selling out Madison Square Garden. He selling out shows. He makes great music. But the problem is when he tried to step into this gangster, this thug persona. That's not who you are. Stick back to your formula. Look at Drake. You know, Drake is very emotional. But if that's who you're gonna be, that's how you're gonna be. You know, look at L Cool J. People could say what they want about LL Cool J, but L Cool J made a lot of records for the ladies. And you can't question that. You know, L Cool J, I got these guns, I'm busting, I'm gonna make you run. Blah, 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 blah. Or, yeah, I got the Glock with me. And I be smoking on this weed. Like, you didn't hear L Cool J on that type of stuff. He stayed in his lane and he stuck to what works. And that's why he could come back out and make a hit record and people be like, oh man, that's dope. You get what I'm saying? He stuck to his lane and he knew how to. You can't act like you're not a gangster and then all of a sudden become a gangster. You know, Soldier Boy did the exact same thing. You know, Soldier Boy 1 minute was a gangster, was the you, and this is what people know you for. So don't try to act like you're not that person. It's people who are gangsters that you never even know they were gangsters. You get what I'm saying? So you don't have to be that way, bro. Like, I think Bow Wow has to go back to what he needs to. I think he needs to sit. You don't have to be a gangster. You don't have to be that, bro. Like, for acceptance or anything. You know, just be who you are. And he's not being that. And the energy that he's getting is that's what the type of energy he puts out there. So he's receiving the energy that he's getting, saying stuff about Chris Brown and saying stuff about this person. It's like, bro, be yourself, you know? And I think that he needs to go back to what made him successful, those records for ladies, those records for women. You know, that's what people liked. Those Let Me Hold You Down, Like You, the songs with Sierra. Like, Sierra was just coming in. She wasn't like, I guess you could say she was just kind of coming into the game. She was still fresh. You know, everybody was, you know, she had a project out. Everybody was loving the 1-2 step and all those type of songs. Like, I'm a historian of the game, so I know music. But, you know, Sierra was still fresh and people loved Sierra. She was the new hot, you know, female singer. So just imagine if Bow Wow was staying relevant, excuse me, and doing songs with relevant singers of this generation or people that came past and he was doing songs with them, you know, doing rap records on tracks with them. You know, people would still listen to Bow Wow. Don't care what all those other people saying. Pay attention to what's successful, what's on the radio. Because I'm pretty sure he could dominate. He was the kid version of Drake. Like, there's no way you can deny that. You know, so all the energy, him getting knocked out and anything that happened to him at this point is the energy that he's bringing because he's trying to be someone he's not. He's trying to be a gangster. You're not a gangster. But anyway, y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.